Welcome to the first regular scheduled meeting of the Lynn City Council. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Council Barton?
Present.
Present. Council Cahill?
Present.
Present. Council Capano?
Present.
Present. Council Chakutis?
Present.
Present. Council Calucci?
Present.
Present. Council Seer? Present. Council LaPierre?
Present.
Present. Council Lozey? Absent. Council Net?
Present.
Present. Council Trahan?
Present.
Present. Council Walsh?
Present.
Present. 10 present.
May we all rise for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes from the
Yes.
December motion
Second.
made and seconded? All those in favor say aye. Opposed,
Aye.
no. The minutes have been accepted. Communications.
I have no communications.
We have no communications. Public hearings.
First public hearing, petition of Enma's Dry Cleaning and Tailoring, Enma Salvador, for a sign permit at 98 Union Street.
I'm going to open the public hearing for those wishing to speak in favor. Is there anyone here wishing to speak in favor of the Emma's Dry Cleaning and Tailoring sign permit? Anyone wishing to speak in favor? Seeing no one wishes, would you like to speak in favor? This is for the Emma's Dry Cleaning and Tailoring for a sign permit at 98 Union Street. Ma'am, if you'd like to come to the podium, just state your name and your address for the record, and the microphone is yours.
Okay, my name is Eunice, and I'm in 2443 Massachusetts Avenue in Cambridge. I'm here on behalf of O&J Awnings, and we just want to put up an awning up on 98 Union Street in Lynn.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
If you would like to sit kind of in the first row, there may be some questions from some of the counselors, just in case there are. If you could have a seat,
Sure.
they may ask after the public hearing.
All right, thanks.
Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Seeing no one else wishing to speak in favor, I close the public hearing for those wishing to speak in favor. I open the public hearing for those wishing to speak in opposition. Anyone in opposition? Anyone in opposition? Seeing no one wishing to speak in opposition, I close the public hearing for those wishing to speak in opposition. I close the public hearing. What is the wish of the council? Councilor Calucci, would you like a couple of moments?
Yeah, 1 second.
We'll take a very brief recess.
This is at the plaza, right?
I believe so. Is that in the plaza?
I got my clothes down there. And this is the sign right here? Like the sign, anybody?
You like that? Just check that out.
Yeah. Sign there, right over there. Approve. Second.
There has been a motion to approve and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Council Barton?
Yes.
Yes. Council Cahill?
Yes.
Yes. Council Capano?
Yes.
Yes. Council Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes. Council Calucci?
Yes.
Yes. Council Seer? Yes. Yes. Council LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Council Lozey, absent. Council Net?
Yes.
Yes. Council Trahan?
Yes.
Yes. Council Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. 10 yes. Next petition is the petition East Coast Karate and Aerobic Fitness Center for a sign permit at 312B Union Street.
I'm going to open the public hearing for those wishing to speak in favor. Ma'am, if you'd like to come up to the podium. If you could just state your name and your address for the record, and the microphone is yours.
Sure. Mary Panagopoulos. My home address is 74 Cottage Street in Lynn, and East Coast Karate is at 312B Union Street in Lynn.
Thank you. You might want to sit a little close in case there's any questions from the councilors. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Seeing no one else wishing to speak in favor, I close the public hearing for those wishing to speak in favor. I open the public hearing for those in opposition. Anyone in opposition? Anyone in opposition? Seeing no one in opposition, I close the public hearing for those wishing to speak in opposition. I close the public hearing. Councilor Chakutis.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion has been made to approve and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Council Barton?
Yes.
Yes. Council Cahill?
Yes.
Yes. Council Capano?
Yes.
Yes. Council Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes. Council Calucci?
Yes.
Yes. Council Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Council LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Council Lozey, absent. Council Net?
Yes.
Yes. Council Trahan?
Yes.
Yes. Council Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. 10 yes.
Next petition.
Petition of the Neighborhood Restaurant Group, 38 to 45 Lewis Street, and 0 Blaisdell Terrace, for permission for a food establishment where all alcoholic beverages as a common victualler in addition to food are served.
I'm going to open the public hearing for Attorney Sam Vitale to entertain us with the reasons why this should be approved.
Thank you, Mr. President. With me this evening is Henry Paraso from the Neighborhood Restaurant Group, Gary Giannino from the Beach Lewis Partners LLC, who made a substantial investment buying both commercial buildings and residential buildings in the city of Lynn, many of the units and property owned by the Gilbert family. A subsidiary of the LLC is the Neighborhood Restaurant Group. One of the buildings acquired is known, I'm certain that Councilor Sear and others, is a building at 45 Lewis Street that housed, over the years, many businesses, including several restaurants, Coffee Ann, most recently Mildred's. None of the restaurants occupied the full building. And what this proposal was brought to the City Board of Appeals first was to occupy the full building with a restaurant. Why we're here before you this evening is that the Neighborhood Restaurant Group runs a restaurant called Local 149 in South Boston. It runs a restaurant called Biltmore in Maine, on Main Street in Reading. It runs the Biltmore Bar and Grill in West Newton. And each of those facilities have certain common traits. They are neighborhood restaurants. They all serve alcohol. There are not more than usually 80 patrons at any top time. They serve lunch and dinner. They're reasonably priced. They serve comfort foods. And what is proposed, should the council approve and subsequently site plan approval ratify, is to serve alcoholic beverages at a restaurant at that location, which would now occupy the full building at 45 Lewis. Parking would be provided that was never provided in the past, both at the rear and diagonally across the street, 110 feet, some 23 more spaces. The Neighborhood Restaurant Group is a community group. Their concept is to attract people in the neighborhood. As you know, and as Councilor Sia knows, Lewis Street is heavily trafficked by many people who go from their place of work through the city of Lynn to Salem, to Swampscott, to Marblehead. This would be a welcome addition, I believe. I did bring some copies of the photographs of the existing restaurants, a list of some of the community service things that the entity has done, and I have, as I say, with me, two of the chief officers, and if there are questions that any member of the council may have, we'd be glad to entertain them.
Thank you, Councilor. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Mr. Anderson, if you could state your name and your address for the record.
Calvin Anderson, 12 Concord Street. I'm here as a citizen tonight, but also as a member of the Lynn Historical Commission. And I just got wind of this proposal tonight, and I think this is exemplary. I've known this building for some time because I used to patronize Mildred's, and I always thought, wow, this is a perfect restaurant, but it's just too darn small. Then the barber shop became available, and I forget what else it was there, a secondhand store or something, but it's perfect. There's little parking in behind. It's the type of neighborhood, the neighborhood that we're starting to get more and more businesses down there. It's an extension of what we're about to officially maybe call the Fisherman's Village, which starts at the Swampscott line on Lewis Street and works back past the Solomini's, past the Framers, Christopher's Restaurant, and I kind of see it as stopping here at this new place. So if you want bragging rights, you can maybe start calling yourself in historic Fisherman Square. But we'll talk more about that, because from what you're doing in town, I hope you're Lynn's new best friends as far as curb appeal. Now, I just want to show the council and anybody watching that this is an exemplary way to do this. I hate to say it, but I've been harping over the years about how I can only describe it as inconsistent approach to sign ordinances or passing of individual signs in the city. Sometimes they come before council, sometimes they don't, sometimes it's just a matter of a fee or permit paid at inspectional services. Sometimes they look better than others, sometimes they're just at the last minute presented here at council, and I've already had a meeting with Council President Cahill, James Marsh of OECD, and Chief Inspection Roger Ennis, and we're going to start putting, hopefully this is a calendar action item for 2016, Council President, because we want to get some consistency on this. Now, coincidentally, this is exemplary. This is a professional outfit that comes in. They know they're going to need the narrative of what they're doing, but they also have pictures. Now, you can't take pictures of what doesn't exist yet, but these days it's easy to do Photoshop and artist renderings. These aren't photos of their actual restaurant, but it's one that they own in South Boston. And this is a blade sign, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of those that comes out from the wall. It's not a simple flat sign. It's got some texture, some 3D to it. This is what we need more of in our city, in addition to some neon, not necessarily gratuitously flashing diode lights and things like that. But we need really to take a look at this. This is a good opening. So everybody try to copy this and use it as an exemplary example. Now, when you look at what they're going to do for the facade, you don't see this anywhere in Lynn. This is going to be a brand new approach, and we want to see more of this. Instead of just approving things, some of the questions that should be asked are, does it meet codes? What are the materials? All sign materials aren't alike. The cheap banners that go up that are intended to be temporary, and especially signs themselves are not supposed to have phone numbers in them. This is a bug with Roger Ennis. We talk about it all the time. The proper way is to have a primary sign that just states the title and maybe a couple of things that you do. The secondary signage, which draws your eyes down lower to like maybe the entrance, that is where you put in phone numbers, sundries, your wares, whatever that is. Anyway, that's a lot of teaching stuff that I hope we get into more this year. But this is a good idea. Welcome to town. And everybody copy this. You don't have to just approve signs. Call us at the Historical Commission because we give pro bono advice on aesthetics, and we can help you. And I've been in the sign business for over 30 years in different realms. So this isn't baby's first Christmas. Whose is this?
Thank you, Mr. Anderson.
All right. Whose is this?
I think the developers may want to
Hey,
put
I
you on the
approve
payroll. Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Seeing no one else wishing to speak in favor, I close the public hearing for those wishing to speak in favor. I open the public hearing in opposition. Anyone in opposition? Anyone in opposition? Seeing no one in opposition, I close the public hearing for those wishing to speak in opposition. I close the public hearing. Councilor Seer.
Thank you, Mr. President. Can't really say more than Calvin just said.
You're here.
I don't know if you guys paid him to get up there tonight.
I think his first meal's going to be free Calvin down there. I know that.
But what I do want to say is I have visited their other restaurants, and I can tell you they're somewhat high-end. They're going to bring an unbelievable restaurant to a neighborhood where there is a lot more foot traffic than what people realize. There are more bus stops along Lewis Street and Broad Street and Ocean Street than any other street in the city. Every 100 feet, there's a bus stop, and the reason being is because of how densely populated that neighborhood is. And people come up from down around the Kiley Park area and Chatham Street and Eastern Ave area, and they go up because that's the bus route. So you couldn't have picked a better location to put a restaurant. This is, in the last probably 15 or 20 years, there's been a half a dozen restaurants that were along that road, street, and they're all gone. What's there is Christopher's and Mildred's, which are both breakfast and lunch, but Mildred's, I think, is getting ready to retire, and I'm sorry to say, I wish she could stay, but fortunately she can't. I'm 100% in favor of this project. I think it's going to add to the neighborhood down there, and this is what we've been working as a council for the last few years, trying to bring new businesses in that are going to be beneficial to the area and the neighborhood. So I make a motion that we approve.
Second.
Motion has been made to approve and seconded. Any further discussion?
Discussion, just a point.
Councilor Lapierre.
Sure, thank you, Mr. President. I echo the sentiments of Councilor Seer. I will be voting in support of this. I just want the new owners to understand sort of the neighborhood flair there in terms of parking and that it is truly a neighborhood with a bunch of homeowners around that area. Parking could pose to be problematic for some of the residents in that area. So I know that there's Blaisdell Terrace, which is going to alleviate some of that by crossing of Lewis Street, and perhaps we can make sure that it is a busy street, put some safety measures in there that speak about when people are crossing, pedestrian way, et cetera, perhaps a crosswalk if there isn't one already. But I do want to make sure, as I said, that the residents and the neighbors that have contacted me about this feel confident that they can go, patronize your restaurant, become good. From everything I've looked at in your narrative, you are very supportive to the community that you're in, and you support the neighbors of that community. You seem to be very charitable in both of your Southie locations and Reading, and I hope that that continues. I'm sure it will. But I do want to just stress the impact of that area in terms of its density and the amount of parking available. So, thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Councilor LaPierre. Any other for Councilor Trahant?
I just had one question about the hours, like what time they were going to be closing. I didn't hear anything about that.
Councilor Trahant works very late at night. He'd like to know what time you will be closing.
The
And
present
opening.
closing, as you know, in the city of Lynn is 1 o'clock. They intend to serve brunch, and so consistently the hours would be Monday through Thursday, 11 to 1, but on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday they would open at 9 because they want to take advantage of serving brunch, especially on Saturdays and Sundays.
Yeah, because like, as Council LaPierre said, it is a neighborhood kind of, feel, a lot of people, so you don't, want to be impacting the neighborhood, and people got to go to work during the week, so, but.
With respect to that, just briefly, these people own 60 Lewis Street, which is almost directly across the street, and the plan is, in giving consideration to some of the items that both Councilor LaPierre and Trahant indicated, the staff who work at the restaurant will park at 60 Lewis. Okay, 60 Lewis, is a professional building, but there's many more spaces there than are required. So the staff would be assigned to park there. The current restaurant had 3 to 5 spaces. This proposal takes down this little garage at the back and creates 6, including a handicap space right at the rear. They're going to put those bubble steel plates in to access at the curb sites. And using the property that's already marked and paved on Blaisdell Terrace, they wind up with 23 parking spaces where before there was no more than 5. And one of the constraints, I think, as Councilor Seer knew, on the existing restaurant that was there for many years is that they didn't have sufficient parking. There is a crosswalk already at that site, as well as the bus stop right in front. So I think that they are cognizant, and hearing it from the council certainly will reinforce that they pay close attention to the concerns that were expressed.
Thank you, Attorney Vitale. Councilor Seer?
Thank you. Just to address what Councilor Trahant was asking about the hours, that Monty's, which is around the corner, and Antique Table, which is a little further, I consider them to be the same neighborhood. During the week, those restaurants, because they're not like a bar, they're a restaurant, usually close 10, 11 o'clock at night. They stay open later on the weekends, and I think that they'll find maybe that's what the business is going to do too. You can only stay open if you have customers. It's the only way to make money. So I think it's a great thing with them coming there, so.
Wonderful. So, I end the discussion. We have a roll call. Madam Clerk?
Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Cahill?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Capano?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Lozey, absent Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Trahant?
Yes.
Yes. Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. 10 yes.
Best wishes and best of luck. Thank you.
Next petition, petition of VN Market, Denora Miranda for permission for a sign permit at 207 Washington Street.
I'm going to open the public hearing for those wishing to speak in favor. Anyone wishing to speak in favor? Anyone wishing to speak in favor? Seeing no one wishing to speak in favor, I close the public hearing for those wishing to speak in favor. Open the public hearing for those wishing to speak in opposition. Opposition. Seeing no one wishing to speak in opposition, I close the public hearing for those wishing to speak in opposition. I close the public hearing. Councilor Chakoudas.
I'm going to motion to table. I really.
Motion to
no one
table
approached me on this.
is non-debatable. Roll call.
Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Cahill?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Capano?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Lozey, absent Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Trahan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes, 10 yes.
Public hearings to be set down, barring any objection, we'd have them read all at once and voted for at the end. See no objection, Madam Clerk?
Petitioner Lachinora Boneo Jose Luis Acosta for permission for a restaurant, food establishment at 680 Western Avenue. Petitioner Dollar Tree, New Hampshire Signs for permission for a sign permit at 102 Boston Street. And petition of National Grid Raphael Paintis for permission to install approximately 7 feet plus or minus of 1 to 3 inch conduit from existing pole 1-2 Huss Court to property of 150 South Common Street to provide electrical service to existing church.
What's the wish of the council? Motion to approve to be set down by Councilor LaPierre. Motion made and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Ordinance Committee?
Ordinance Committee.
That's Darren.
Councilor Seer.
Thank you, Mr. President. Unanimous vote by committee, make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve, seconded. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Ways and Means.
Would you like me to read them together?
Unless there's an objection, we would have Madam Clerk read them all together and vote at the end.
Order that the city comptroller take the following actions. Transfer the sum of $271,000.
I'll take a motion from Councilor Walsh to dispense with the reading. Motion made and seconded by Councilor Capano. All those in favor, aye. Say no. Okay, aye. So, comes up for a roll call on the adoption of the committee report, which will be provided for by Councilor Hongnet.
Mr. President, it was a unanimously voted of the committee to accept and make motion to approve.
Unanimous vote. Motion made and seconded. Any discussion?
Second.
So, Councilor Seer seconded. Seeing none, roll call on the committee report.
Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Cahill?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Capano?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Lozey, absent Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Trahan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes, 10 yes, and they requested emergency.
Counselor, was there an emergency on that?
It was
I'll
emergency.
second the emergency.
Thank you for your leadership. Motion made on this emergency, seconded, roll call.
Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Cahill?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Capano?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Seer?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Lozey, absent Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Trahan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes, 10 yes. And license.
Licensing Committee, Chairman Walsh.
Thank you, Mr. President. Unanimous vote by committee, motion to approve.
Motion has been made
Second.
to approve and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. I would be remiss if I did not point out that we were missing one of our colleagues tonight, Wayne Lozey, Councilor of Ward 1. Well, he's in Aruba right now, folks. Yes, Aruba. But don't worry, he's still taking phone calls at his house phone. Feel free to leave him some messages. He's at 781-595-2389. Remember, he's in Aruba. Any new business? Councilor Capano.
Yes. I want to bring this up. I know people have been following what's going on with the Boston Globe and problems with their distributors. We're approached, I'll try to make this brief. We're approached by the Workers' Center of North Shore Labor Council by workers in Lynn that work for this distributor who's forcing them to do the papers. They've switched distributors to save money, and he's forcing them to separate the papers and get them ready for delivery out in the parking lot, whether it's raining or not, and they're making half of what, 50% less than the previous distributor, which wasn't that much money to begin with in the first place. So what I would like to do is draft a letter with the law department, who I've spoken to, and is willing to do it, expressing dissatisfaction with the Boston Globe and demand fair treatment for their workers and their vendors.
Motion has been made.
Second.
And seconded. Is there any discussion? I would only say that I have not received a Globe yet. And my wonderful woman who delivered my papers, Denora Ortega, who is a Lynn resident, I fear has maybe been put out of work, and as a result, none of us are getting our papers. So I'm fully in support of this measure. Thank you, Councilor Capano. Any other further discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Counsel Barton?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Cahill?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Capano?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Chakutis?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Calucci?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Seer? Yes, Counsel LaPierre?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Lozey, absent Counsel Net?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Trahan?
Yes.
Yes, Counsel Walsh?
Yes.
Yes, 10 yes.
Any other new business? Councilor LaPierre.
Briefly, I just wanted to point out in today's paper, there was an article about a stairs being removed from the pool at the YMCA. I'm very thankful, and I commend all parties that those stairs have since been replaced, and they're looking at other alternatives, the Y is, in terms of where they go and how they function. But that was a very, let's see, the population that's using those are seniors, and it involves aquatic aerobics, and I'm so happy that they have now access to get in and out of the pool via those stairs, and I'm so glad that there was a quick resolution to that.
Thank you, Councilor LaPierre, and if you'd like any information on the biggest solution that we'll have in the city, where Councilor Hong is working with the YMCA to build a brand-new YMCA, along with Councilor Capano, and we will all be part of that discussion. So maybe we won't need temporary stairs. Maybe we'll have a
Exactly.
brand-new, beautiful pool here in the city of
With
Lynn.
new stairs.
Is there any, attached, please, and a jacuzzi for, you know, us. Is there any other new business or old business? Seeing none, Councilor Calucci.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn has been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. We are adjourned.